well then, welcome to the Hourglass Twins. Mind the sand now. Hornfels asked me to update our star chart, so I'm out here observing. This is one of the best places in the solar system to spot astronomical events, you know? What's weird is I've actually seen a couple of supernovae today. Usually I'd be fortunate to see just one. Keep an eye out for on the stars, and maybe you'll spot one yourself. Tell me, what can I do for you? Supernovae look like extra bright stars to the naked eye, but if you zoom in with your signal scope, you can tell that they're actually enormous explosions. Massive stars go supernova at the end of their lifespans, which is why it's so unusual to see two in a single day. I wonder if some of these stars are older than we realized. Tell me, what can I do for you? Right now I'm documenting stars. Hornfels noticed our star charts are out of date, so they asked me to update them. Please don't tell the others I said this, but sometimes I think I'm the only traveler out here interested in doing any science at all. Maybe don't tell Hornfels either. I think they're pretty deep in denial. Tell me, what can I do for you? To be honest, I haven't left this lake bed. I don't mean to brag, but I'm really quite good with the little scout, so I've been taking pictures of everything from right here in my campsite. Have you seen the old shipwreck site on Ember Twin's southern hemisphere? The one shooting a bright beam of light into the sky? It's not one of our own crashes, surprisingly enough. This one's a Nomai ship. You'll find Nomai ruins across the Twins, but strangely, not a single settlement. Believe me, if there's one to see, I'd have seen it with my little scout. So where do they live? Not on the surface, clearly. Ember Twin is full of cave systems, though. Maybe the answer lies underground. Tell me, what can I do for you? On a scale of 1 to dead, I'd give it a 7 or 8. Awfully pretty, though. Right now, sand is flowing from Ash Twin to Ember Twin. But did you know the process eventually reverses? We are not completely sure why the sand flows back and forth between the twins, but it seems to be a natural phenomenon. Oh, if you'd like to see something interesting, check out the other twin once a little more of its sand drains off. I promise you won't be disappointed. Tell me, what can I do for you? Watch out for falling sand, okay? I've had to dig myself out once or twice, and that's not half as fun as it sounds.
show Nomai arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow very slightly before departing from the Whitehall station. Raimi and I are devising an experiment to test if this is a real phenomenon or simple machine error.
In theory, what we want to try to reproduce is a negative amount of time elapsing between something entering the black hole and exiting the white hole at its destination.
Initial things first. Our experiment setup will first pair a small black hole core with a small white hole core to mimic the setup on the Whitehall station.
Hypothesis. It is possible for an object to exit a white hole before entering the corresponding black hole. An update. Our experiment here reproduced the anomaly in arrival and departure times, but Pi is unconvinced it's more than an equipment error. I hope to strengthen the effect to render it visible to the unaided eyes.
To that end, we've decided to try adding more energy. I imagine the sunless city's energy supply should prove sufficient. Of note, Raimi, Yarrow requests that we let him know before we reroute energy to the experiment.
I'd hate to leave him in the dark.
All available energy has been rerouted from the city to our experiment. Raimi and I are about to run a new test.
Hypothesis confirmed! Hypothesis confirmed! I saw it! Pi saw it! Hypothesis confirmed!
This is beyond extraordinary. This changes everything. What a beautiful day for the intersection of abstract theory and practical application.
The Southern Observatory is asking if creating a 22-minute interval is possible. That is, to have something arrive 22 minutes before it is actually sent through the warp. We've learned the negative interval of time between departure and arrival can be increased by adding more energy to the warp core. Problematically, the energy required to extend the interval increases at an exponential rate.
Hypothesis. Creating a 22-minute long interval is possible, but we are currently unable to generate the necessary energy. Raimi and I believe it would be necessary to invent a new method of producing energy, a thrilling but enormous undertaking. We would also require advanced warp technology able to handle such energy. We would also likely need an enormous space to fit these proposed new energy and warp technologies together. The only location large enough would be Ash Twin.
The energy is currently unavailable, you say? You're a gas pie.
My pun was unintended, Raimi, so I believe it's you who's error fork. The Ash Twin project will be one of our biggest undertakings, metaphorically and physically. To build it, we need a way to travel quickly between Ash Twin and each location that holds crucial project materials.
What if we used warp towers, like the one we have on the Whitehall station, to connect Ash Twin directly to each critical location?
Okay, Root and I can begin work on this immediately in the Black Hole Forge. This will keep us busy.
Of note, each tower on Ash Twin will warp to a different planet. My gratitude to those who noted my imprecise language. Yes, the sun is not a planet. I believe this has been sufficiently clarified. Kindly stop reminding me.
We can design each tower to visually reflect its warp destination. The Giant's Deep Tower, for instance, could resemble a cyclone, and we could model the Timber Earth Tower after a geyser mountain.
Note, this door will need to remain closed for some time. Pi and I are running an experiment based on the extraordinary findings from the White Hole station.
Raimi and I will be running this experiment until one of us, specifically me, can prove the other wrong. So, although it's inconvenient, the lab currently can only be accessed by the path to the Sunless City.
Inviting sand inside would disrupt our setup and could have enormous consequences. We realize this is an intriguing prospect, but the door must remain closed nonetheless. An update. The High Energy Lab is now being used to design the Ash Twin project. If you're here to help, or even just to observe, be sure to use the Sunless City path to the lab.
happened here on this comet, not long after its arrival in the star system. Our shuttle's equipment heard strange energy readings coming from somewhere beneath the surface. Pi and Poke were able to locate a fissure in the ice on the comet's sunward side, and they descended inside to investigate the source of the